Hi guys, I'm Ruth. Today's topic is the verb auxiliaries to be, to do, and to have. Let's start. In our lesson today, we will talk about to be, to have, to do. Continues. To be, conjugation present is are, past, was, and were. In it, we will see the affirmative, the negative, and the questions. Number 2, to do, conjugation simple present, do, does. Past simple, did. Do, have, conjugation simple present, have, has. Past, had. Let's start. Verb to be. The verb to be in English is equivalent to the verbs ser and estar in Spanish. We have all heard at some point in our lives in English teachers say, today we will learn the verb to be. But what does this really mean? We use the verb to be or to be when we want to say something about a person, the animal, etc. Or when we want to reference to the state of something or someone, we use its male to talk about nationalities, jobs, trajes, and feeling. The structure of affirmative sentences will always be subject, more, verb to be, more complement. Example: she is very beautiful. Ella es muy linda. She, subject, is, verb to be, very beautiful, complement. Number 2. This horse is very dangerous. Este caballo es muy peligroso. Number 3. They are not in the room. No están en el cuarto. They are very worried. Están muy preocupados. Number 5. I am Daniela. Yo soy Daniela. Number 6. Are you going to visit your uncle this weekend? ¿Vas a ir a visitar a tu tío este fin de semana? Next. Verb to be in negative form. Affirmative and negative sentences are always the same. The only difference is the additions of the word not under the verb to be. Subject, more verb to be, more not, more complement. Let's see in the action. John is not from Colombia. John no es de Colombia. John is the subject, is the corresponding verb to be in the present tense, not is the negation participle, and from Colombia is the complement. Verb to be interrogative form, and a question mark and the end. Y voila! Its structure looks like this. Verb to be, more subject, more complement, more question mark. Example: is John from Colombia? ¿Es John de Colombia? Is the corresponding verb to be in the present tense. John is the subject. From Colombia is the complement and is the question mark. Next. The past sentence, simple past, is as follows. When we ask was first form in the simple past verb to be, we start the sentences with he, she, or it. To use the word is sentences. We must use it together with you, they, or we. Example: I was at the concert. Yo estaba en el concierto. They were at the concert. Ellos estaban en el concierto. The meeting has the same meaning for about sentences. Is the plural and in the singular. The only change is the grammatical structure. I was, yo estaba. You were, tú estabas. It was, él o ella estaban. We were, nosotros estábamos. You were, vosotros estuvisteis. They were. Ellos, ellas estaban. Next. Negative form of was and were. To make the formation of the negative sentences, we are going to and they are not. We can even do contraction. Here some examples. I was not at the concert. In the contraction would be I wasn't at the concert. Next, they were not at the concert. In the contraction would be they weren't at the concert. Next, how do you form questions with was and were? Unlike Spanish, in English, we form questions in this order. First the verb, second the pronoun, and then the complement. Don't forget to place the question marks only and the end of your sentences. Example. Was he at the concert yesterday? ¿Estuvo ayer en el concierto? Were they at the concert yesterday? ¿Estaban en el concierto de ayer? No, there are some formulas to create a short answer with was and were, either affirmative or a negative. We also have to add the next to the not in each sentences. Example. Yes, he was. No, he was not. No, he was not. Next. Yes, they were. No, they were not. No, they weren't. Next. To do. The verb to do in English can function as ordinary verb with the mechanism of to do as auxiliary verb. Its conjugation in the present simple present is a follow. Yo hago. I do. Tú haces. You do. Él, ella hace. He, she, it does. Nosotros hacemos. We do. Vosotros hacéis. You do. Ellos, ellas hacen. They do. Example of do and does and main verb. Number 1. I do my homework in the afternoon. Hago mi tarea por la tarde. Number 2. She does the laundry on Saturday. Ella lava la ropa los sábados. Number 3. He does 20 push-ups. Él hace 20 reflexiones. Number 4. You do a lot of hard work. Haces un trabajo duro. Number 5. They do exercises to prepare them for the test. Hacen ejercicios para prepararse para el examen. Number 6. I do the dishes every day. Lavo los platos todos los días. Number 7. We do something different every weekend. Hacemos algo diferente cada fin de semana. Next. In the simple present. Next. In the simple past. Simple past. He does only one form. Yo hice. I did. Tú hiciste. You did. Él, ella hizo. He, she, it did. Nosotros hicimos. We did. Vosotros hicisteis. You did. Ellos, ellas hacen. They did. Not. The word did is the simple past form of the verb do. As you can see, is the listing of the most used irregular verbs in the English. However, is the topping the word did. Was not used as the verb, but is auxiliary. So its translation in Spanish goes accordingly in the infinitive verb that accompanies it. Next, as an auxiliary verb, it is used to avoid the negative and question form of the present and the simple past. Example, I did know that. Yo no sé de eso. I did answer correctly. No contesté correctamente. Do you go to the cinema? ¿Vas al cine? Did you see that film? ¿No viste esa película? As you can see, contractions are usually used in negative form. Do not, contraction is don't. Does not, contraction is doesn't. Did not, contraction is didn't. Next, example of learning form to do. Number 1. She does here however every afternoon. Number 2. I do nothing wrong. Number 3. Tom does the gardening at weekends. Number 4. Your parents do exercise in the morning. It does good to be. We do our English exercise. 7. Did she go to the party? Did I break my arm? She did not buy a gift. Next, did she buy a gift? Next, I did not call you yesterday. Did I call you yesterday? It is easy, yeah. Good. To have. The verb to have is in English is equivalent to the verbs to have and to have. In Spanish, its declarations in the present indicative, simple present, is as follow. Pronoun I, you, he, she, it, we, they, you. An affirmative. I have, you have, he has, she has, it has, we have, they have, you have. And a negative. I don't have, you don't have, he doesn't have, she doesn't have, it doesn't have, we don't have, they don't have, you don't have. It will be very important to learn this little word so it will be easier for us. It's important. Example. Ella tiene un patinete rojo. She has a brown starterboard. Daniel y Linda tienen un perro. Daniel and Linda have a dog. Tengo muchos deberes que hacer. I have a lot of homework to do. No tengo manzanas en mi mochila. I don't have apples in my bag. Tengo un viaje el próximo mes. I have a trip next month. James tiene una familia grande. James has a big family. Next. Negative form of the verb to have. Negative sentences with this verb are void with the auxiliary verb to do. This only happens with the verb to have. It's being used as the main verb of the sentences. I don't have, you don't have, he, she, it doesn't have, we, they, you don't have. Now let's see some example of sentences with the verb to have. Questions form of the verb to have. Have to can the translations I'm having to. For I, you, we, you and they, everything. We will see structure, do, more subject, more have to, more complement. This structure is used in the singular. I, you, we. For he, she, it is reading, does, more subject, more have to, more complement. Is a plural. Example. Does he have to lend us the money which we need? Él tiene que prestarnos el dinero que necesitamos. Next. Does she have to be back by noon? Ella tiene que regresar para mediodía. Does she have to return later? Ella tiene que regresar más tarde. Do you have to learn and the last 5 new words every day? ¿Tú tienes que aprender al menos 5 palabras cada día? Next, past perfect sentence. Have. It is cause you win the sentences the same and in the present perfect tense. But you change have or hasn't had its past tense form. Subject, more auxiliary verb, more main verb, more complement. I had working all day. Yo había trabajado todo el día. Let's see the following table. Pronoun I, you, he, she, it, we, they, you. An affirmative, I had, you had, he had, she had, it had, we had, they had, you had. A negative, more contraction. I had not, I had. You had not, you had. He had not, he had. She had not, she had. It had not, it hadn't. We had not, we hadn't. They had not, they hadn't. You had not, you hadn't. Next, example of everything learning. They are going to the cinema tomorrow. My dog is brown. He doesn't play tennis. I don't know the answer. She doesn't live here anymore. I did my homework yesterday. They did their work. He has a lot of friends. Have a piece of cookie, please. They had never heard about eagles until they traveling to Alaska. Next. We have finished today's lesson. Wow, yeah, finished lesson.